Hello. Why is it this? Why is it so large?
Large and in charge.
How do we? What if I want to? No.
What did I miss, Ronald?
What did she miss?
I've been sitting here I just went down for like 5 minutes to get some coffee. What
Jesse discovered
site?
the hovercats.gg.
The crossword site?
That's hilarious. He could just hop in and play with us. We do this literally every week. That's funny. Okay,
Well,
I'm gonna
did you
check
guys
out
enjoy the crossword?
That's so funny.
Yeah, I didn't get to watch. I tuned in briefly for a little bit, but I think it was after. I'll have to go back and watch the replay because I was streaming it for a little bit, but I had it in the background.
Huge one in 4 minutes. Jeez Louise.
Well, I mean, they get like 10 people. 15 people.
10 as opposed to our like 5 or usually 3.
Yeah. They get like 10, 15 people, so.
Difficult one in 8 minutes. Did any of them look familiar? Because we've been doing this for a while. We're like at the bottom of the barrel of the puzzles. Did any of them look familiar, Ronald? Because I think we've gone through most of them. Ma'am, I'm going to need you fully not to bark today, actually. I know that
I go in and cherry pick them at this point to avoid repeating.
Mm-hmm. He said he doesn't remember him that well. Okay, I need to adjust my volume slightly.
Your volume is fine. It was just I had my volume up too high.
No, I need to turn it up. These headphones, I like these headphones because they're pretty comfortable, but they, I think I need the smaller, like, the squishy part that goes on in-ear headphones.
Uh-huh.
I think I need a smaller one of those because these ones work their way out of my ears. I think they're too big, and so they work their way out of my ears and I have to keep pushing them back in. But these are gifted by the airport headphones, so I'm not gonna.
You still have gifted by the airport headphones?
Yes, we've got like 4 pairs. But these are gifted by the airport headphones, and then I've got some over-ear headphones that are mine.
Did you pick those up while you were here last time?
These are leftover from last cruise.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of which, look at what shirt I'm wearing today.
Yes, I had that shirt on the other day. Might as well make use of it.
One of these years, I want to design, maybe work with Chloe to design in Sydney, to design the family cruise shirt ourselves.
That would be cool.
So that we don't have, because I think there was at least one other family that had the same shirt.
Yeah.
So ourselves, no one's going to have it. All right. Are we ready to start?
I need to take the lid off my coffee.
Ready to do an intro in the middle of the thing? I don't have my Moomin today. Today I've got the Switch Brews coffee, except there's not coffee in here. It's tea.
Okay.
Wayne brewed me a combination of one of my mint teas and a green tea. A mint tea for soothingness, because I am just having a rough morning, and green tea for caffeine.
Well, isn't that nice?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I fully didn't put anything in the list, so I have things to talk about. I just didn't put anything in the list.
Okay.
I fully forgot. I need to remember as things happen to put them in the list, but I'm like, I'll just put them in the list later, and then I forget. And then it comes to here, and then I fully forget, and then we finish the stream, and I'm like, man, I meant to talk about that thing. I'm going to do my best. Are we ready? I'm
I
changing the
guess we're
music.
ready.
I'm changing the music as if we're ready. I wonder if Ronald ever watches other YouTube videos and like someone uses this music and he's like, wait. I've had that happen to me where like there's a YouTube
Yeah,
like music from the YouTube studio that someone like one of my YouTubers uses over and over, and then I'll watch another video. I'm like, that's not your music.
it's
You're
not
not
your
allowed.
music. Stop it. That's not yours.
Also, I don't know who's gonna be using this music.
Really? Are you going to count me in or? Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Wednesday edition of the Conversation Chair. We are a Gabby not a podcast,
Partially podcast. People can listen to this without looking.
not a podcast.
YouTube has podcasts now.
They
We could
do.
fall under that category.
Not really. But we are here to be your audio ambiance, your background sound. We are here to keep you company while you are doing dishes, while you are folding laundry, while you were running around after those little ankle biters that you spawned, or if you are a human working for a shapeshifter and you have a crush on said shapeshifter, but you also have a crush on his mortal enemy, a Thunderbird. We're here to help you figure it all out.
Weren't the Thunderbirds the gang in Greece? Weren't they the Thunderbirds?
I think they were, but this is an actual Thunderbird.
Because they had T-Bird on them.
With lightning and all sorts of things.
Ronald says, "If I'm a human, how did you know?"
And that last bit was not from my real life, because even though I am a human and I am technically classified as disabled, I am not a male human.
Gasp.
And I am not a male human with a crush on a male shapeshifter and a male Thunderbird. Yes, it is male. And it is
Yay!
my latest book that I have been waiting months for.
The Shapeshifter's Secretary?
This is the fourth book in the Employee Handbook series, The Shapeshifter's Secretary by Amy Padilla. I would recommend the entire series. Start from the first book. It is very good. It is one of my favorites.
Good and gay.
Yes, it is very.
I love the mid banter during the intro.
I know we can't help ourselves. We try to be professional, but we can't help ourselves.
My dog is freaking out. I'm gonna let her out because I don't know why she's freaking out. I think she just wants the door to be open. Ma'am, I actually can't do anything.
I am so glad that you are booked, Ari, so that we will see you on vacation.
I'm still not booked yet. We gotta figure that out.
And I'm going to trust you adult humans to figure out how to rent a van for us to go down there.
Yes, Ari, we need to talk about that and figure out how we're renting a van. Because we need to rent a van for it. Did you confirm if Chloe and Isaac wanted to ride the van with us as well?
Isaac said he wanted to ride. You can check with Chloe.
Okay. Because that would be you, me, Isaac. We'll leave Chloe out for right now. You, me, Isaac, Ari, Tyler, Wayne. We need a van for at least 6, potentially 7 people.
Yep.
Big van.
Well, I think last time we did a van, I think we did 8 people. So
I'm about to be feeling like I'm driving a church bus.
It'll be all right. It'll be all right. Okay, let's start with our life updates. What's going on with you, girlie?
I closed our store down by myself for the first time. So like as the closing manager with no other manager there the other day, and it went pretty well. Literally, so the store manager was there for most of the morning, and he was like checking in on me, making sure I had all the information I needed to be able to close the store by myself. And then he had to leave to go to the bank to get change. The moment that he left to go to the bank to get change, I am now the acting manager in the store. The moment he leaves to go get change, there is a woman at the front counter in hysterics, like sobbing.
no. Let me
Yes.
guess, the Bridezilla?
No, it's much sadder, honestly. Like, she understandably has a reason to be in hysterics. Her son passed away.
Oh
And
no.
yes. And so they brought her husband's jacket here to get tailored to wear, I'm assuming, to the funeral.
Mm-hmm.
And so she didn't explain all that to me first, though. She comes up to the counter and she's like, hey, something, something jacket, something, something pants return, something, something, something. And so I'm thinking she needs to do a return because she said a lot of stuff at once and was kind of muttering just a little bit. And
Mm-hmm.
so I was like, I had to suss out what she needed. I'm like, she's like, no, I need the jacket. I'm like, okay, I will go to the back to get the jacket. I go to the back
Mm-hmm.
where all of the alterations are kept. I do not see the name. And so I come up to the front and I'm like, don't worry, I'm just looking for because I remember seeing you here yesterday and another manager was handling it. So I'm just looking to see if they left a note about it and put it somewhere else, like not in the normal spot. And the moment that I said that, she is, oh, they've lost it, they've messed it up again, and we're not gonna have the jacket, and they've lost it, and I can't believe you guys have done this to me again. And I'm like, ma'am, the jacket has to be in the building. You will walk out of here with the jacket. I just need to know where they put it. They probably set
Mm-hmm.
it aside somewhere specific so that we could find it. Because when she was in here previously, there was also, I could see there was a kerfuffle. I didn't hear anything that was going on. So I had no idea about the son funeral thing. And so so I could see that there was something going on with the other manager the other day when she was here. And so I go back there. I find the jacket. It turns out so with our tailor, to whenever we do alterations, we have to make sure we put it through the system so that she
Mm-hmm.
gets her minutes and gets paid for the tailoring.
Mm-hmm.
And someone has been, for some reason, in the last couple of days, handwriting tailoring notes instead
Mm-hmm.
of putting it through the system and getting the little printed out thing. And so the tailor had just set it aside
Mm-hmm.
to confirm with me that this is something that needed to be done. This is something that was paid for and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so I found the jacket. I was able to get her the jacket and everything, and that was fine. And then as soon as she's gone, the other manager shows back up, and I'm like, great, dealt with all that by myself. Fun, nice, awesome. And then he's there for a little while. It is dead. There are like at most 3 customers in the store at a time. We've got me, the manager, and me, the store manager, and 2 other employees. So we had 4 people, and there were at most 3 customers in the store at a time. Like, so chill.
Mm-hmm.
And then he goes to leave for the day. And
Mm-hmm.
people start filing through the door. And I'm like, okay, it's fine. Like, the 2 other employees are handling one big wedding group. And I'm like, great, you guys do that. And I can handle at max like 3 or 4 customers at a time by myself. So we'll be fine. And a lot of it's pickups anyway, because there's prom this weekend. So a lot of it's
Mm-hmm.
people just coming to pick up their tuxes for prom. Um, and so I get my like 4 people that file in, and I'm trying to handle them, and then 3 more people walk through the door, and I look over at one of the other employees who's like, by the way, I'm supposed to leave at 6, and I'm like, ah, and so I'm like, okay, go ahead, just finish up the person that you're working on, and you can go ahead and leave. And so I'm like running
Mm-hmm.
around helping about 6 people at this point. And then she's like, I think I'm going to stay to help out. I'm like, you fully don't have to. If you want to leave, you can leave, and we will figure it out. People will just have to deal. So if you want to go home, and she's like, no, I've got the hours. I'm going to go ahead and stay and help you guys out. So she stayed an extra like hour, maybe hour and a half to help us clear it out a little bit. And then we finally got through it, and I was able to close the store. But I'm like, of course, on the first day that I'm closing by myself, everybody
Mm-hmm.
in the world decides to show
Start to
up.
come.
But it's fine. I handled it, and it's totally okay. It's honestly it's not. It wasn't nearly as bad as like some of the days that I've had at like McDonald's and Bojangles and
I
party
was
city.
wondering how managing this kind of place compared to like fast food.
Yeah, fast food, and I think it's the same level of like urgency because at fast food, people are like, I need my food. I've paid for food, and so you need to give me the, and so that. But with the fast food, it's much easier for me to say, hey, I need another 6-piece. Somebody's 6-piece got messed up, and then just grab it and hand it to them.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas with the suits, we, especially for our rentals, we don't keep our rentals in house. Our rentals are, because our store is far too small, our rentals are kept in a warehouse in Georgia. And so
Mm-hmm.
for people to rent a suit, you need to come in and get fitted at the very latest 8 days before
Mm-hmm.
to be able to get something. And then if you come in and pick it up, and then it'll show up 3 days before your event. And if you come and pick it up like the day before your event, if you leave it and don't try it on and pick it up the day before your event, there's fully nothing we can do. Like if you show
Uh-huh.
up 3 days before your event, we can rush order a new pair of pants, a new shirt, something like that. Or if it happens to be on one of the days that the tailor's here, the tailor can do some alterations and pull the pants leg up or down, pull the sleeve up or down. But if you show up the day before your event, we can't do anything. And then if you have your prom this Friday and just decided that you wanted to go, and you bring mom in here and mom's like, I don't want to spend all that money, I want to rent a suit. So sorry, we can't rent a suit. You waited too long. You can
Mm-hmm.
buy our cheapest suit, which is $300 and skinny fit,
Mm-hmm.
or you can look at the other suits, which jackets start at like 350.
Oh man.
Yeah, jackets 350, pants usually 90 to 120, and that's not including your shirt, your tie, your shoes,
Mm-hmm.
vest if you want one. So, but it was okay. I
Yeah,
handled
you
it.
wait that late. I think you're going with a dress shirt and some pants you already own and buy a
Mm-hmm.
tie and maybe get a vest.
Mm-hmm. Which I've seen several people do. Some people I've been able to fit in that skinny fit, but a lot of the like bigger guys, like there's only, and not even just bigger like fatter, but bigger like muscular. The skinny fit
Mm-hmm.
doesn't fit muscular guys either. I
Mm-hmm.
had two guys come in and they were like buddies. This isn't even for prom. They were just coming in to do a business thing together, and they're buddies, and so they wanted to wear matching mint green suits because we have a mint green suit in the skinny fit. And so they tried it
Mm-hmm.
on, and the one guy was like tall and lean, and so it fit him very, very nicely. The other guy, the suit did fit him nicely, but like picture every guy, every like celebrity that you've ever seen that's like super buff, forearms about to bust out of the suit. Like
Mm-hmm.
like it was a miracle of God that we squeezed him into that same suit as his buddy, because he was so close to not fitting. Yeah, Ari, when I went to prom, I got my dress for $20 at Goodwill.
Yeah.
$20. I could not imagine if I had to wear a suit.
Yeah. Chloe got hers at Goodwill as well, and Sydney saved up money and bought hers.
Mm.
I can't, because I don't think she was working in high school, so I can't remember where she got money for a dress. But she
Maybe
saved
birthday
up,
money or
maybe.
something.
But I don't think she paid more than $50 for hers.
Mm.
Because
But yeah,
$50 is the number that's stuck in my head. I think she bought hers online and paid $50 for her.
but that's why most people want to rent, because our suit that's on sale is $300, but that $300 deal is you get jacket, pants, shirt, tie. You still need to source
Mm-hmm.
your own shoes, vest, all of that. For the rentals, you can rent a Vera Wang tuxedo. Those are thousands and thousands of dollars if you
Mm-hmm.
purchase them. You can rent a Vera Wang tuxedo, shoes, pants,
Had you even
jacket,
heard of
vest.
Vera Wang before you started working there?
Yes.
I just wanted to make
Yes.
sure.
I knew that it was one of those brands that I would never afford. That is my awareness of it. But you
I
can
didn't
rent a,
honestly. I didn't realize there were Vera Wang tuxedos because I associate her with wedding dresses.
mm, but yeah, you can rent a Vera Wang tuxedo, which is renting shoes, pants, jacket, shirt, vest, tie, cufflinks and studs, and pocket square. And they throw in free socks, so you only need to bring your underwear. You can
Mm-hmm.
rent one of those for $235.
Hmm.
Yeah, so like literally $35 more than Ari spent on purchasing his suit. You get
Mm-hmm.
fully everything, but you only get it for the one day.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what I've been doing, is being in the store, doing store things. And my other sidebar about work is I have experienced more misogyny working in this store than literally anywhere else that I have worked. And it's so weird.
Well, can you? I mean, how did you figure you wouldn't, considering they're selling men's clothes?
I don't know. I don't know why I thought that I wouldn't. And I've had some fun interactions with some like non-binary kids coming in, some trans people coming in. That's super fun. But overall, like just yesterday as an example, there was a guy who comes in. He purchased a suit from us online, but he purchased one of these shiny silver suits, and then the
Mhm.
people whose wedding he's going to was like, you can't wear that, get a normal ass suit, you weirdo. Which is how he said, like he said it. He said that they were aggressive about it, and I'm like, dang, okay. So we have to buy another suit. So we go to look at the one that's on sale versus one of the slim fits. He's a pretty buff dude. So I went to look at the skinny fit because that's what he bought originally. He was going to have it tailored anyway. We looked at the skinny suit, but we didn't have his size in the ones that we have there because we've been like cleared out for prom. So we looked at the slim fit, the next one up, and he just kept saying like, but like, how does it look? Which one do you like better? Do I look good in this? How does it look? How does it look? Like, to the point where he was like, it felt like he was making me like stroke his ego. Like, you look good. Like, you look
Uh-huh.
good. You look good. I know that you know that you look good. You look good.
Uh-huh.
And that was like gross and annoying. So I had one of the other male coworkers take over his thing while I went to do something else. And then the other day, I think I told you about this guy, but there was another interaction with this guy. Did I tell you about the guy who like I think I did on stream. There was a guy who was like trying to get some sports coats for going to some sort of event or something. And then he pulls out his like 2 cell phones and he's like,
Yes, you told
yeah,
us about that
I
guy.
know the mayor, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So while I was working with that guy, I meant to say, but while I was working with that guy, there was another woman who comes over who's like, I just want to get a man's opinion. Can you tell me if this looks good? Because I feel like the jacket doesn't look good. When Sumaya, the other manager, was helping her, but
Uh-huh.
is the other like femme presenting manager. So she's like, I just want to get a man's opinion. Basically saying she doesn't trust her, who's been working at the store, is a manager, and has been working here for years, and goes to get some random man's opinion who's talking to both the mayor and the chief of police, I guess. Like, fashion is not his, like, he's coming in here asking me for help. Why are you
Really?
asking him? Absolutely wild. Absolutely wild.
Do you hear, Ronald? I'm down for beating sabers today. I've had so many people trying to get on my calendar, but I told them all no. I cannot miss
Can't miss
3 weeks
3
in a
weeks
row.
in a row. Well, we shall beat some sabers today, indeed. Ari and I played last week. We played for a little while. But I think we both got kind of tired and we switched playing game. Oh, I also wanted to ask Ronald, do you perhaps have an Xbox or PlayStation controller that you could connect to your laptop? Ari and I have been playing Out of Space, and the way that we've been playing it is we downloaded Parsec, and I have Out of Space on my Xbox. I stream my Xbox to my computer, and then Ari connects to my computer through Parsec and connects his controller, and then we can play together. So, because it's a couch co-op game. Hey, it's your shirt! No, Ari, don't tell him to say no. If you have a controller, Ronald, it's a fun game. It absolutely falls under the category of games that I like to call cooking and screaming. The same category of games as like Overcooked, Plate Up, Cook Serve Delicious, that kind of thing where you're like managing. Yes, there's like a spaceship apartment that you're trying to clean out, and the first room is clear, but all of the rest of the rooms are infected with alien bugs, and so you have to go out and clear out the bugs, and you have to try to make money to like help make things easier. You also have to like make sure that you eat, make sure that you sleep, otherwise you'll like pass out. It's so fun.
What is this
It's
game called?
fun. Out of Space.
Although this is not
Is not the gaming chair.
this is not the gaming chair.
So we could maybe, because I think it might register the PS3 controller as the correct controller. We could try it. Because those controllers are very similar. So I think if you can Bluetooth connect that to your computer, I think we can try it. We'll see.
So, oh, we forgot to mention what we're eating and drinking. You're drinking tea, right?
Yes, I'm drinking mint tea and green tea. There's two little tags over there. I'm drinking mint tea and green tea. I wonder what brand's it.
I'm having regular coffee, instant coffee with hazelnut creamer. I had a fruit stick. I went downstairs to get my coffee and I was going to make some breakfast. I was going to make some oatmeal and try the peanut butter and jelly in it. And I was just like, you know what? I don't have the energy to make oatmeal. So I grabbed a fruit stick, which I just ate. And then I'm trying out this granola because I've been watching
Ooh,
a lot of health people.
with coconut oil.
Yeah. So I went to get Love Crunch because the website said they had it at Publix, but then they didn't have it when I went in there. So I was like, well, we came all the way to Publix, so I might as well pick some granola. And they
Mm-hmm.
all this stuff was like brands that they don't have where I normally shop because I don't normally go to
Mm,
Publix.
yeah.
So I got this. I had heard about this Purely Elizabeth on one of the other health influencers
Mm-hmm.
channels. So I said, well, I'll try this. It's double chocolate cookie granola. It's supposed to be a good
Ooh.
source of fiber. It's got whole grain oat flour, chia seeds, which everybody keeps saying eat chia seeds, and I know I'm not going to eat chia seeds by themselves, but
Yeah.
hidden in some granola, who can tell? Almond butter, something else I'm not going to normally eat by itself.
Mm-hmm.
Coconut sugar.
Okay. It
It's
sounds like it
actually
could be a recipe for.
it's a little sweet. It's not
Mhm.
overly sweet. It's about as sweet as the cookie part of an Oreo, maybe a little bit less.
Okay. That's not bad.
And so it was very tasty, but it had a little bit of saltiness to it too. So
Mm.
it was very tasty.
That sounds yummy. I might try check it out next time we're at Publix, you said?
Publix, it is not cheap. Like this bag was $7.
Never mind. Never mind. We'll see. Because I am today is my first paycheck that I'm supposed to get with my management pay now. My
Yay.
so my store manager, who was not, if we recall, was not the store manager when I was hired, is now the store manager because of whatever happened with all of that.
Mm-hmm.
He did not realize how much I was making at Party City, and so I just told him the other day. He's like, "Damn, you're really moving up," and I'm like, "Yep,
Yep.
I'm moving on up." Because I went from originally at Party City, I was getting paid $10.75, and then as a manager, I was getting paid $11.75, and now I'm getting paid $17.50.
Yay.
So we'll see. But today's my first. I'm supposed to be getting my
And
first
now
paycheck today.
officially everybody in the family makes more money than me.
Sorry. We just have to hit it big. We have to hit it big with the streams and get all of our sponsors.
Oh, please.
Get sponsored.
Whatever. So I went to your Aunt Terry's this weekend.
Yes. How did that go?
That went well. We did, I'm not going to blather on about it, but this turned out to be more of a, because the last few times when we started back up with our monthly visits, neither one of us were really in the mood to like go out anywhere. So I would pack up all my board games and coloring books and whatever, and we would just sit around the house and eat and color and whatever. This weekend, apparently she wanted to get out of the house. So Friday we went to, her neighbor has a teenage daughter who's in drama at high school. So at the high school, so we went to, they did one of those short play things where there was like 5 different things that were like 10-15 minutes each.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That, you know what I'm talking about. So we went to that. It wasn't bad. Some of them were better than others.
Which is to be expected in high school.
Yes, which is to be expected in high school. Fortunately, her neighbor was one of the really good ones.
Was the belle of the ball, the star of the show.
Was one of the really good ones. So
that's good.
The skit that she was in was kind of, but she was good. It was kind of corny, but she was good because the students wrote them as well.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And there was one that was really good. I was like, I can't believe a student wrote that one because that one was really good.
Mm.
But and then Saturday we went and got Cuban food.
Yes.
There is, which I'm always surprised that there is a Cuban restaurant in her relatively small town.
Mm.
Because most of the restaurants in that town are just like good old American food.
Yeah.
But there's like one Mexican place that just opened up like maybe a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
And there's this Cuban place that has been there for several years, but it's like hidden in the back of, like, if you went, you know how you go in some of those buildings, like you're going to the dentist or whatever, you go in
Mm-hmm.
and it's like there's all these suites and there's a dentist
Yeah.
here, but it's all just like very clinical, few decorations on the walls. They might
Mm-hmm.
have a little fountain in the middle to make it look pretty or whatever, but it looks pretty much deserted till you go in the
Into
this is
one
the
of the suites.
yeah, you go to the front of this place, it looks like it's deserted. You go in, and we've been there before, this is our third time there, but
Uh-huh.
you go in and like the walls are all clean and echoey and it's like all grayish, and you know it's just like every time we've walked in there, all the other places that are supposed to be, I guess, I don't know what kind of companies they're supposed to be, but they're always closed when we walk through. And they've got signs, but they're always closed.
Uh-huh.
And then you walk all the way to the back, and then life. You walk
This
into
hidden Cuban
that place.
restaurant.
The Cuban restaurant is like brightly decorated and everything. And we've never been there at night. We go there during the day, and they have the
Uh-huh.
music. They have a little bit of music playing during the day, and we get our sandwich. And there's not many people. I mean, they've been there for a long time, but they must do good business because they've been there for a long time. But the
Mm-hmm.
few times we went, there was never anybody in there. We went at night, like at 6:30 before our show,
It was
and
hopping.
it was popping. They have live music,
Ah!
and the lighting just seems different.
At the secret
And
hole in the wall Cuban
and it was
restaurant.
and it was like and I already knew their food was good, and
Mm-hmm.
that's why we were going there to get a Cubano, and it was prom night apparently.
Oh yeah, that would make
So
sense.
so there was a bunch of prom kids in there, but there was also like families and
Yeah.
other stuff. I mean, it was full. And it was
Hopping.
hopping, and the music was loud, and it was like, you know, I wish we hadn't been in a rush because we went in and scarfed down half our sandwich. And your Aunt Terry being, this shows that we are old people. Okay, she carries a purse that is about this big, literally. Okay. And squished in that, because I don't know why she won't carry a normal purse. She carries a purse that's like this big. Squished in that purse, she had two pieces of aluminum foil. And she says, we don't need to have them give us a big styrofoam box. Just wrap the other half of your sandwich in this aluminum foil.
Secret
Because
aluminum foil.
because we were in a rush. The show was going to start at 7:30, and we needed to get
So
out of
she
there.
prepped with aluminum foil in her bag.
Yeah, so we ate half our sandwich and our fries, and I had a delicious Cuban coffee, and then we just took our foil and wrapped up, and just wrapped it up and put the sandwich. I put my sandwich in my bag, and she had her sandwich over to the side behind her purse, I guess. And so when the waitress came back to get because we told her to just go ahead and bring the check while we're still eating because we got to hurry to
Uh-huh.
get out of here. She came back, like she set down a full plate of food, and she
And
came
it was
back.
gone.
I had like 2 bites of my sandwich left, and her sandwich was gone, and then the other halves of the sandwich were gone. And she was like, I know that waitress was thinking,
There's no way they inhaled that
how
food
did
that
you eat
fast.
all that food? But we didn't ask her for a box. But
Ronald
it
says
was
that sounds
gone.
like my husband. He brings his own Tupperware to
Oh
restaurants.
no!
The only time I've done anything like that was back when I was in college. I would bring Tupperware to the cast. so that I could bring, I would get like a little toasty sandwich and bring it back, or get some like cookies. A lot of people started doing this because they had these really good like chocolate chip cookies, and then like chocolate cookies with white chocolate chips in it. And so
Uh-huh.
we would all like bring like Ziplocs and Tupperwares and stuff and pile up the cookies. And then whenever we would go to D&D later that day, we would pull out the cookies to eat at the D&D table. But
Well,
I would
Terry
definitely
said
bring
that
some
was the
Tupperware, bring
first
some
time.
sandwiches and stuff.
Terry said that was the first time she had ever done that, but it worked well. So
Wild.
she said this worked well. I'll do this again. I'm like, yes, we are old. We are
Wild.
old now. We are old now.
I would just ask for a box.
So but we had to walk, and it was raining, and we didn't
Oh, yeah.
want to have to,
Be carrying
because
the big.
we parked. They've just finished the renovation on the downtown of her small town, and
Mm-hmm.
so there's a parking structure. Okay, so like a parking garage, so you don't have to park out on the street. So you park in the parking structure, and then all the shops and everything are within walking distance. But still, I didn't want to have to carry a bunch of stuff. I
Yeah.
already had my bag and my cane, so I did not want to have to carry a to-go box
Mm-hmm.
because we were going straight. What?
Speaking of fun food, Wayne knew that I was closing by myself yesterday, or knew that I was having a bad day yesterday. Yesterday
Mhm.
was the day I closed by myself the day before. But yesterday I was just having a bad day because yesterday was the pickup day for all of the proms this Friday.
Uh-huh.
And so it was just very, very busy. I was very tired, and I was texting him while I was at work that I was very tired. So he found an Irish pub restaurant that we had never been to before, and he got me some fish and chips.
Oh, how
I had
sweet.
fish and chips yesterday, and it was very good. I have some
Good.
left over that I think I'm going to heat up and eat after this. But he got me some fish and chips. I was so excited.
So we went to see Cabaret after the Cuban food.
Oh, yeah.
And it was good. It was good. The actress playing Sally Bowles was good. The actor playing the MC was good. Um the girls playing the Kit Kat dancers, they were not dancers.
Ooh,
But
ooh.
we let it slide.
Was it
And
like was it like they were not dancers, like we're seeing a show on the cruise and they have six other shows that they've got to figure out, or they were not dancers and then we needed some backup, you can sing, just pretend to flail a little?
it was somewhere in between there.
Okay.
It was like we just taught you these moves 2 days ago. I'm not gonna say they taught them this morning. We taught you these moves 2 days ago, and we so you kind of are walking through. You can see the gears turning in some
Them
of those
trying to remember the
brains
steps.
as they were trying to remember the steps. So it
Okay.
wasn't terrible. I mean, they were all in step, but it was kind of like there wasn't any life
Yeah.
in the dancing. Like there were some numbers where the MC dances with the Kit Kat girls,
Uh-huh.
and you could really see the difference there because he is a good dancer and
Mm-hmm.
he's doing the same steps they're doing. And I mean, they're all
But
doing the
he's throwing
steps.
it in there.
They're all doing the steps, but he's really, yeah, it was more vibrant
Mm-hmm.
when he was doing it.
So
And
I'm gonna sidebar for just a second. Ari, I see you calling me out about not watching Doctor Who. The problem is now that my mother has
mhm.
canceled Disney Plus and we no longer have HBO Max. So I no longer have a location to watch Doctor Who at the moment. Otherwise, what is this shirt? Doctor Who shirt? Not Doctor Who shirt.
I thought he was mentioning it because he saw my shirt, and then I realized no, he can't see my shirt.
Doctor Who shirt. It's cute. When did you get that shirt?
Your sister bought this for me for either Christmas or some other gift giving occasion 3-4 years ago.
That is not one of the four
Or
shirts that I know that you own.
it might be. I've worn it on the stream before.
Yes, but the stream is this view right here, where I see your head and nothing else. We can't even see all of the people anymore. Colette has been hidden.
I know.
the close up does look better, but I like
Uh-huh.
seeing everything.
Yeah. Yeah. But but one of the other things was one of the actor who plays the I know you're not that familiar with the show, but the actor who plays Cliff, who is the English tutor who falls in love with Sally Bowles,
Mm.
that role does not sing except for a couple brief clips. And the two times he opened his mouth, I was like, this is a shame and a travesty. He
They
needs
should
a
have put
full
him in a
song.
different role.
He needs a full song. His voice just made me go. And I don't particularly like male singers. And he just made me go.
He gotcha.
But there is a production, but this was, the old courthouse theater, which is basically what they call little theater in other
Their
places.
little local theater, yeah.
So they're doing a production of Company in the fall, and you need a lot of people for Company. So hopefully this guy will show back up for Company, because we're talking about going to see Company in the fall, because it's not expensive. I mean, the tickets were $23.
That's the price of a movie these days.
So it's nice, to go see theater and only pay $23. And the theater is small, but the seats were accessible. They have seats. They have a row of seats along the back wall, that is spaced out from.
Oh, so your knees aren't digging into chairs in front of you?
There's you like most places, you would have, seat and seat. And then this is the last row of seats, of normal seats. And then they have a row that's way back here like this. And that's where we sat. And it was very comfortable.
Nice.
For me to sit, because then my legs didn't have to get all squished and whatever. So it was very
on a Spirit Airlines flight.
Seriously.
That's why we're taking the van.
So, and it's such a small theater that anywhere you sat, you were going to see everything and hear everything, because it's not very big.
Yeah.
So that was nice. Did lots of walking. I got 4,000 steps every day.
Look at you getting the steps in.
Too many steps.
Nah, that's your new norm now. We need 4,000 steps today, ma'am.
We cannot.
You want to be ready with the cruise.
Although I did reset. Oh, I don't have my Fitbit on today, but I did reset my Fitbit goal for 5,000 steps, because I have read something. Maybe it was Harvard or something, because all the stories going around now are the 10,000 steps. Everybody knows at this point the 10,000 steps was a marketing gimmick by some Japanese pedometer company back in wherever. And so now all these different articles are coming out about different ways to figure out how many steps you need personally. And I think it was an article from either Harvard or Yale Medical. And I figured out basically that the amount of steps I need for my age and weight and whatever is 5,000 steps to start. So I reset my thing to 5,000 steps.
Nice. I want to get a Fitbit.
I've never hit 5,000 steps, but I reset it for 5,000 steps. So that's as close as I've gotten so far, was this weekend with the 4,000 steps. So
look at you. Got to keep it up.
And in answer to you, yes, I made it as far as 60 side jacks, and then I gave up because I was so tired.
She was so tired. Is that a grown man behind the camera? If I zoom out, am I going to see a grown man over there?
There is a grown man, but you won't see him.
Isaac,
you want to be
the people?
Perceived?
Oh my gosh, he's there. Hello.
Close your eyes, mother.
Close my eyes.
Close your eyes.
Oh, because he's trying to get something.
My sneak peek.
Okay.
Giving me a sneak peek of what?
My eyes are closed.
What am I getting a sneak peek of? I'm going to
Don't
zoom
say
them
it
in.
out loud.
I'm not saying anything out loud. Mother's Day gift? Oh, it's flipped. I can't read it. Oh! Ooh!
Inside.
I will not say it out loud. Ooh! Oh, I think she's gonna like it. I think she's gonna like it.
You can open your eyes.
Okay. He's hidden my Mother's Day gift from me in my own office.
Yes. What if you accidentally find it?
Ari said, Isaac!
It's me.
Nobody in the chat spoil what it is.
Mario.
As it was, I had to read things in reverse.
Ari, do you hear that, Ari? Isaac said he's going to be able to speak Spanish by the time we get to the cruise. He's been studying.
Ooh. Y'all are going to be speaking only Spanish on the boat? Nobody's going to know what you're talking about?
He's been studying. So, we'll see.
I have not. I still don't even know. I still don't even know what I want to make for the cruise. So, for our thing... Oh, Ronald says he almost typed what it was because it's not in reverse for him. Yeah, it's in. I guess I could have looked down at the little camera and seen that it wasn't in reverse. But so for our crochet along, for our cruise shay along,
okay,
is what I'm going to call
We're
it
not on Yarny Talk yet.
Okay,
we're almost there.
We'll get there.
We're almost there. I just wanted to mention that we made dryer balls for.
You made dryer balls?
I haven't learned Spanish yet.
Okay.
He said
you made dryer balls?
We made dryer balls because
like,
your aunt Terry, because your Aunt Terry, she can't use like air freshener and fragrances and stuff because her child is allergic.
Yes.
And she had found one fabric softener that she could use, and it was affordable, and now it has gone up from like $13 to $39. And so she's like, nope. So she decided to try dryer balls. So I had some wool. See, I wanted to talk about this so that we can ease into Yarny Thoughts. We had some wool. So we wound up the balls and felted them in her washing machine. So
nice. That's a huge price hike, though. That's like friggin' what StreamYard did to us.
I know. It was ridiculous.
Jacking that price way up.
So we made dryer balls, so that was cool. And I finished her hat and scarf set.
Yay! Do you have a picture?
I do, and that's now we're going to go into the Yarny Crafty Thoughts.
You know what I just realized? I was like, why does everything look so small? I can't see anything. Y'all were on my computer and not on my TV. I'm going to go back to looking like I'm not looking at you because you're on my TV now.
I feel insulted.
But I'm looking at you. I'm looking right at your gorgeous, beautiful face right here. It's just up there and not right here where my camera is. It's up here.
Okay.
It's up here. While you're pulling that, I'm going to try to decipher what Ronald is saying. Pero hay tuve dos llamadas con to practice. Spanish speakers to practice to. But
tomorrow. Other something tomorrow.
And other.
Or this morning.
I don't remember what llamada is.
I don't know what llamada is.
I feel like I knew it once.
Pero also is but. Para is for.
Yes,
and
for
practice.
So to practice. I'm guessing that Hispano hablantes is Spanish speakers. So
con is with.
Yeah. To something with Spanish speakers to practice. Ari says he has 2 people to talk Spanish to, but yesterday he had 2 calls with Spanish speakers to practice. and another call this morning. Look at y'all. We were close. We were close.
We were getting there.
Okay.
Also, the scarf looks very good. It looks that latte stripe. The scarf looks very good in that latte stripe.
I told you, latte stripe is one of my favorites to do, like mesh. I don't particularly like latte because I don't like brown, so I don't particularly like latte stripe when it's like in just like a solid fabric. Like if you do all single crochets or all double crochets, it's not my favorite. But I really like it when it's mesh. I like breaking up the browns.
It looks very good.
I think it looks nice. I only did the pattern that I used.
Yeah, I was about to say, what pattern did you use?
Yes, the pattern that I used is, let me put. Yes, of course, but my Something American is
a little hard.
A
little difficult to something. Are you pulling up the pattern or are you Google translating over there?
No, I was pulling up the pattern. I'm not going to cheat.
I used to, when I was taking my French classes in college, I would not use Google Translate to put the French into English, but I would type what I was trying to say in French into the French side of Google Translate to see if the English side translated it the way that I wanted to make sure that I was typing it correctly.
Okay, let's see.
Your American keyboard is difficult to make the enye. The tilde, is that a tilde? No, that's a
tilde. Yeah, tilde.
Yeah, the tilde.
I already did that.
Already did what? Hold on, everybody. She's got a thinking face on.
Oh, stop it.
My tea is cold. If there are any mug warmer companies that want to sponsor me, I need a USB mug warmer stat. Because every time I like drinking out of my mugs and not my travel coffee cups. But if I put my hot beverages in anything other than my travel coffee cup, then they get cold so fast. I need a mug warmer.
Okay, the pattern that I use is the Artfully Simple Angled Scarf.
Ooh. Not me trying to scroll as if this is my own screen.
This is a pattern on the Moogly site. It's a $5 pattern, but you can also do it free on the site if you're willing to put up with the ads, you know. It's supposed to be like 32 rows. Basically, you cast on like 200 and something stitches. So you do your chain is the entire length.
Ew.
Yes, is the entire length, and then you just do rows to make it as wide as you want it to be.
I hate that.
So I did the 284 stitches of the chain. And then I was just going to make it as wide as I had yarn for, because I was trying to use up what was left. But I ran out of time. And so by the time I got to her house, I only had like 9 rows wide done. And when I looked at it and put it around my neck and everything, I said, I don't think she's going to want, because you see how it is in the picture.
Yeah, it looks like a scarf as well as a shawl potentially.
Yeah, that's how it's supposed to be. That you can use it as a scarf, shawl, or whatever. And knowing her, I knew she was not going to use it. Like, see how it is here? I knew she wasn't going to use it like that.
She was just going to wear it like a scarf.
She was just going to wear it like a scarf. And we are the same age, which means we are both having the hot flashes. So I knew she wasn't gonna want a big old thick scarf
Mm-hmm.
around her neck anymore. And she confirmed that because I before I wove in the ends, I had her try it on. I said, if you want it to be wider, I can add more rows. And she said no. Because I made her a scarf years ago that was like long enough to, if you hung it around her neck, it reached down to her knees.
Ooh,
And
a Doctor
so,
Who scarf.
and because she used to like to wear scarves like that where you could like wrap it,
A
three
hundred
times
times.
around your neck or whatever. But she's not wearing stuff like that anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So
Ooh, jump scare.
she's not wearing stuff like that anymore because she gets hot just like I get hot. So she just wanted a little, you
Mm-hmm.
know. So that's why I only made it the 9.
Can you put that pattern in the pattern links section of the Discord, please?
I can
Thank you.
because it's very simple. I
Yeah,
would,
it looks like it. And I've been, if anyone hasn't seen on the Discord, I have also been working on mesh things. And so I'm kind of in a mesh vibe.
yeah.
Did
So
you see what I posted in the Discord yesterday?
I have not looked at the Discord since
I know
whenever.
Ronald did because he reacted.
I might have seen it and just forgot, but
Potentially.
potentially, yeah.
So do you want me to show what I have been working on? Oh, did you finish? You got a picture of the hat too?
Did I show the hat last time? Because I can't remember.
I know that you showed it to me. I can't remember if you showed it to me on stream or not. Oh my goodness. Get that. There we go.
So that's the hat. I didn't take a
Looks
picture of her
good.
wearing it because I already had a picture of it up on Ravelry, so I didn't bother taking another picture. So that's the hat
Feels
that
good.
I made to go with the scarf.
I like that
And
it lined up perfectly for it to start and end in the dark sections.
yeah, I like that too. And she tried it on and she pulled it just like I told you. She pulled it all
Pulled
the
it
way
all the
down
way down.
and it came over her eyes. And she's like, yeah, it's a little too long. And at first I said, I even though we woven in the ends, I can take off the last 2 rows and last 2 or 3 rows. And then I thought, but you really don't have to wear it laid down like that. You could wear it slouched like the kids do. And I put it on her head right, and it looked
Yeah.
adorable. And she's like, oh, this is how the kids wear them? Yes,
Yes.
this is how the kids wear them.
Oh, that's so funny.
So it has just a little bit of, because I didn't add the extra, because the pattern has, if you really want it to be a slouchy hat, add this extra section.
Mm-hmm.
And I left that section out because I knew she wasn't going to want a super slouchy hat.
But a little slouch.
But it still had a little bit of a slouch to it. So I had to show her how to, put it on and adjust it and slouch it in the back. And it looked adorable.
Wear the hat the way the youths do.
The way the Utes. Wear it like the Utes.
He cracked open the door and let the dog sneak in. He just wanted to give me a dog.
Not room service, just a dog.
Just a dog. I bet she was probably getting into stuff out there and he was tired of it. Ma'am, were you causing problems?
So that's the yarny stuff that I worked on this weekend.
So I've done a single yarny thing. I'm still working on the knitting shawl, but there is not much progress. I'm not even out of the yellow that I was in, because you remember I was using the perfect phasing. I have not even gotten to like light yellow. I'm still solidly in dark yellow because I'm just so much slower at knitting. And I've been working on it fully every single day. I'm just so much slower at knitting. But I did complete another project that I have been working on, because I've been kind of alternating between the knitting and crocheting. I have to stand up. Move, River. Move. Okay. I'm going to, actually, I think that's, if I just scoot the chair this way, and let me close my closet so there's enough space there's a white wall to show it. Ah, Colette, no. Don't falkle it. Okay. Take off my blanket that I'm wearing over my shoulders. Can we see?
Oh, you did a filet crochet.
I did.
Oh my goodness. When did you start that?
It took me like, oh, I did get room service. This is the rest of my fish and chips. It
Put
took
her in here so she wouldn't be under my feet when I was making it.
Oh, thank you. It took me like 4 evenings.
Oh my goodness. That would take me months.
Yeah, because it is actually, now that I have it out, I'm going to stand in frame with it. It's very large.
Oh my goodness.
Because I did worsted weight. So it's
And
like...
is this meant to be a wall hanging or?
Yes. So I put the, and we can pull it up in the Discord because the picture in the Discord is a lot better because I hung it up on a wall so you can see. There's a string here to hold it.
Cool.
But I need to, I either need to block it, which makes me want to gag, or put another bar on the bottom to even it out. Because it like wrinkles up at the bottom. I'm going to pull up, unless you're pulling up the Discord.
Yeah, I'm pulling it up now. If you're going to do a wall hanging, I think a bar at both ends probably.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I have one other bar that's that size. I just need to, there's stuff on it, so I need to take off what is on it so that I can wrap a bar around the bottom. And also then I now need to figure out where I'm going to get my dowel rods because I got those dowel rods at Joann's. So I don't know where to get them anymore. Let's do this. Yeah, so looking at the Discord picture, you see how it kind of like crunkles in at the bottom there?
Yeah.
So I think I'm going to put another bar at the bottom. The only thing that I'm worried about is if I put another bar at the bottom, if it's heavy, I'm worried it's going to pull it down and cause the inner part to like squish in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm going to put it on there and see. But as of right now,
is that supposed to be a dagger?
Yes.
Okay. I just want to make sure I was looking at it properly.
You were. And yes, it is.
Very nice.
It's technically a free pattern, but the person who gives out the free pattern asks for a donation. So I paid like $3.
Cool.
Because it's not a written pattern. It is just the chart.
Just the chart.
I was going just by the chart, and I could have put it in the Stitch Fiddle, but I did not. I instead put it into a photo editing program, and then just put in a like drawn straight line, and I moved the line up as I finished rows.
Mm-hmm.
To like manually mark where I was going. Where's my blanket? But yeah, that's what I did this weekend, and I'm starting another. I think I'm just in my filet crochet era, so I'm starting another filet crochet right now. But I will show you that when it is much further along, because I have only completed the first like 2 rows. So
before you lose your thought, you were saying about the vacay along.
Okay, why is that better? And I'm mad at you.
What?
I said crochet along. Yeah, I said crochet along, which I think was very, very cute, very, very demure. And then you said vacay along, which was even cuter, and I don't appreciate it.
Whatever.
Don't appreciate it. Oh, the headphone. You see, it fell right out of my ear. I need the smaller ones. But so for the vacay crochet along, are we specifically, and by we I mean us, because there are the other people who are participating who can crochet whatever they want. They're just following our timeline. Are we specifically making something to wear to fancy night, or is it just specifically making something to wear on the cruise?
I don't know. Because
with the black and red, I feel like I'm having a hard time coming up with something that I want to make for the black and red. And also, now that I have access to suits and discounts, I was thinking I might wear some nice pants and a vest or something.
Yeah.
But I would like to make, like, if I pivot to make something else, I would like to make just a nice, like, some overalls or a beach cover up or something like that.
Yeah, I think maybe this year, let's not stress ourselves to make something for the picture.
Okay.
Although I do want us to make sure we take a picture. Yum. See, and I got fish sticks downstairs. Maybe I'll go make myself some fish sticks and some French fries now that you, because again, all I've had today is a fruit leather stick, which is 30 calories, and 3 nuggets of this granola. I mean, I
Mm.
could eat some ranch flavored cheeses. Does that count as breakfast?
Ranch?
Yes.
That's how the white people say ranch. Ranch? Every time. Wayne and I do it all the time at the house. Ranch? Ranch flavored
I
cheeses?
had never
When does
heard
that
of
happen?
them. I went to Terry's house and I was like, "Do you have a snack?" And she went in her cabinet because they're mostly ingredient people.
Mm-hmm.
She went in her cabinet where she had a few snacks. She said, usually somebody comes over to visit and they'll eat something and they'll leave the other half of it. And she says, "Well, we've got these ranch flavored Cheez-Its in here." And she says, "I've never had them. I don't know why they're in here." See, left to her, she would eat sun chips, which to me are like cardboard.
I like
But
sun chips.
sun chips are like cardboard. Whose
Okay.
child are you?
Okay.
You're surely not my child if you say that you like sun chips. I may have to disown you.
I was fully having an argument with my coworkers yesterday because, in my opinion, Dr. Pepper is the worst soda out of all of the popular sodas. Dr. Pepper is the worst soda, and root beer shouldn't be considered a soda.
How dare you? You really aren't my child.
Root beer is bad. I don't
Root
know why
beer
we
is
continue to bottle it.
delicious.
Root beer is bad, and I don't know why we continue to bottle it. It should have been left in the 1800s or whenever they invented it.
Root beer is
And
delicious.
Dr. Pepper, I guess, is a soda. Some people like it. It's the worst. Bottom tier.
Oh. So what's your top tier soda?
My two top tier favorite sodas are out of mainstream-ish sodas, Sprite, and if Cheerwine can be considered a mainstream soda, because it's mostly just
Well,
over here.
because it's a North Carolina soda. That's not a mainstream soda.
Because I would have said cherry lemon sun drop, but that is very specific to location.
Seriously. How on earth?
I guess we're not friends
Ari,
anymore, Ari.
Dr. Pepper
guess-
and root beer are amazing.
And I know that I am alone in my correct opinion, but sometimes you just have to stand and be right when others around you are wrong.
Let's get back to the crafty thought. This abomination. I can't handle it anymore. So we solved the crochet along question. Mm-hmm. We're just going to make something not necessarily for the vacation picture,
but we want to make sure we get a picture with it still
with us together. Yes. Okay.
Woo!
And I need to loop your sister in to make sure
Yes.
she's going to make something this year.
But also the smoke detector, not the smoke detector chirping in the middle of the stream.
Like you've never heard it before.
I feel like usually we don't hear it on stream, and then for some reason it's like, now's my time to shine. Here is my moment. It just came through perfectly crystal clear.
That's the first time I've noticed it for a while, but I know it goes off and I don't notice it because when like I call people on the phone, they're like, "Why is your fire alarm going off or your smoke alarm going off?" And I'm like, I don't even hear it anymore. But then there's random times where you'll occasionally hear it. It occasionally comes to my attention for some reason. So let me go down the line. Herrschner's is bringing back Big Twist. They're not bringing back all the varieties of Big Twist, but I watched a live stream with Marley Bird. Do you know who Marley Bird is? Marley Bird is an influencer in the yarn space.
Mm-hmm.
I hate using all that jargon, but that's what she is. And she I mean, for like 10, 15 years, she had a contract or whatever with Yarn Inspirations.
Mm-hmm.
So she only used, the Red Heart, the Karen, the um patterns, all the stuff that Yarn Inspirations does. And she
Mm-hmm.
did instructional videos, and if you go to Yarn Inspirations, you'll see the crochet alongs from the past that she hosted. I mean, she was in deep with them.
Mm-hmm.
But she does. I don't know when she stopped working with them, but she's considered a insider as far as the knitting crochet community and yarn community.
Okay.
So the only reason I say all that is because there has been some stuff going around about Big Twist that has turned out not to be correct. That somebody has like put up a fake website that they created with AI and put a bunch of falsehoods out there.
Okay, but pause. What is the end game with that?
Really, really, why? What?
Who
How does that benefit you to put a bunch of lies up about something?
who is one so deep into the yarn community that they know that this specifically is an issue, and two also is delulu enough to want to set up just a fake website to get traffic, to get followers, to get like was this a long-term scam? Like, what were you doing?
I never ran across the site myself. I just heard about it secondhand because, like, I was watching a different video, where this girl was started talking about, oh, this is all this information about Big Twist, and then she comes in. You know how some people do the video and then they'll say, "Here, editing Dani coming in.
Mm-hmm.
I recently found out that what I said a few minutes ago was wrong."
Mm.
And so it was one of those things where, and she came in and she said, "I just found out that whole story that I just told you about the origins of Big Twist and all this other stuff was made up by an AI, whatever, whatever."
Wild.
And I had watched another video where somebody was talking about, and you and I actually, I think, talked about this, where she had said that she'd done her research and the yarn was actually made by Spin Right, which is owned by Yarn Inspirations. So maybe
Mm-hmm.
Yarn Inspirations owns it. Yeah, that turns out that wasn't true either. So,
The gaslighting.
but
Going on.
Marley Bird did a live stream, and she had a PR rep from Herrschner's on her live stream,
Okay.
and she mentioned up front that she wanted to do this live stream because she knows there's a lot of information going round. Which she are we talking about, Ronald? But she knew that there was a bunch of information going around, and so once she found out some information that she knew was from a credible source, she wanted to put it out there.
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot of people putting a bunch of speculation out about Big Twist and acting like they knew stuff, and they didn't. So she had the woman on, the rep from Herrschner's, and basically what she was saying. Oh yeah,
The one that got
yeah,
tricked by AI and all that. Oh yeah, because y'all are on the same algorithm. Of course, you watch the same video.
yeah. So basically, if I remember it correctly, what the rep from Herrschner's was saying was that they use one of the warehouses. A lot of different warehouses make yarns,
Mm-hmm.
okay, and even within, like, for instance, with Big Twist, all of Big Twist was not made at just one warehouse or
Mm-hmm.
one company. Different companies, different warehouses or factories, I should say, mills, that's the word I was looking for. Different mills made the yarn. So, but it all would come under the Big Twist name. but it may have
Mm-hmm.
come from a mill in Turkey or a mill in Istanbul or a mill in wherever. They sourced it from different places to meet the demand. And so one of the mills that Herrschner's, uses for their yarns, because they have a yarn called worsted eight. One of the yarns that they used for their yarns was also one of the mills that made Big Twist. So they Herrschner's, knowing that everybody is all about that Big Twist, made some kind of deal with that particular
And
mill
took it over.
to
I
to
hope we keep
to
Big
put it
Twist
out.
living. That's
So
I think Big Twist Living is the one that I was the most like sad to see go, because that's the one that is the yarn that comes in the pride colors.
uh-huh.
And so I
Well,
really hope we keep Big Twist
from what I
living.
saw on the and it, basically what she said in the live stream was that they are trying to work out different deals, but right now the deal that they have with the mill that they already work with is for Big Twist value,
Mm,
and they don't know if it's going to be all the colors that were in the Big Twist value or just because they don't know how many colors that mill used to make.
mm-hmm.
So whatever colors that mill used to make, those are the colors that they'll be bringing back. But
Okay.
it'll still be a little while before they. But so
Yeah.
this is, and the other thing that she wanted to emphasize was that this is freshly made yarn. This is not yarn that's been sitting in the warehouse waiting for somebody to buy it because Joann's has gone out of business.
A
This is going to
fresh,
be freshly made yarn.
hot off the presses. It's gonna be steaming when you see it on
So,
the shelf.
so I never really used Big Twist, so I don't know what the big deal was about it. But I did say when Joann's closed, I said, there's a couple other places that has yarn that have yarn
And you mentioned Herrschner's.
that isn't terribly expensive, and the two I mentioned were Herrschner's and Mary Maxim, because those are the two that I remember from when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
And I just got a Mary Maxim's paper catalog in the mail the other day.
Ooh.
Because when Joann's closed, I thought, let me rediscover Mary Maxim and see what they got going on. And Herrschner's, I'm getting the Herrschner's emails right now, and I've been looking, and I'll be honest, even though they have, they have an online presence, a lot of the patterns and stuff that they have available are a little on the old lady side. And this is coming from an old lady.
To be fair, though, most of the time, if I'm getting a pattern, I'm not getting a pattern from a yarn company. Like, I've looked through some of the yarn inspirations patterns, and I know that there are individuals out there making these patterns for these companies. But because they're like trying to do a wide appeal, I guess, to kind of everybody, most of the time, I'm not getting a Yarn Inspirations, a Lion brand. Like, I'm not getting patterns from the company. I'm going to Ravelry, I'm going to Etsy, and then if I really feel spicy, I'm going to Riddler. Like, I'm like, so them having old lady patterns, that means nothing to me. What I want to know is, how accessible is it? How easy is it for me to get your yarn? And do you offer something that's not fully interchangeable with Red Heart, like Red Heart Super Saver or Walmart Mainstays?
So you're saying you want that, when you say not interchangeable, you're saying you want them to have something different.
Yes, because I'm glad that this is definitely a step in the right direction of them taking the Big Twist and doing the Big Twist value. But Big Twist value is fully interchangeable for me with Red Heart Super Saver, like the Lion brand, whatever the equivalent is of that, the Walmart Mainstays, other than maybe there's a few colors that might not cross over that I could there's a color here that I want that's very specific. But I specifically wanted, they have the like I was saying, the Big Twist Living, which comes in the Pride colors, which other than that, I scouted out. Unless you're buying indie dyed yarn, I'm not seeing any other brands that have the Pride flag yarn like that. And then the other one was, they just, like, I think right before Joanne said that they were closing, I just discovered their Big Twist something. It's their chenille, like, plush yarn that's really good for making amigurumis, that's comparable to the loops and threads. What is it?
Oh, the one that you like instead of Burnett Blue.
Yeah, the Sweet Snuggles Light, I think is what I'm thinking of. It's comparable to the Sweet Snuggles Light from Michaels. The
Mm-hmm.
Joanne's Big Twist came out with one that is very similar that I really like, and so I'd be sad to see that go.
Mm-hmm.
But their regular worsted weighted, like if you have to go through the regular worsted weight to get to those, awesome. If we never get to those, I'm probably not going to be shopping there.
Yeah. However, they have a yarn that I want to try called that they call Worsted 8. That and it comes in a heathers, and I really like the colors of it. And I have a pattern that I was already interested in making, and I was going to use my scrap yarn, but the original creator of the pattern made it using Worsted 8.
Mm-hmm.
And said it was very affordable to make a huge back blanket like this using Worsted 8. And he designed it specifically for the Worsted 8 because he really liked that yarn. So that might give me a chance to try out order, because I haven't ordered from Herrschner's in many a year.
I'm about to go to Herrschner's website right now. We're about to look at it.
So
how do you spell Herrschner's? Herrsch?
Herrschner. Or it might be 2 R's at the end as well.
Nope, we got it. Herrschner's Inc., the ultimate source for crafts.
Yeah, they have like, just like Mary Maxim, they not only have knitting and crochet, they have cross stitch, they have all the embroidery threads, they have puzzles. Like jigsaw puzzles.
Ronald, isn't that your people?
Yeah, I think of Ronald every time that I get one of their emails and they're talking to me about puzzles.
So, is it gonna work?
While you're pulling that up and looking at it, I will mention that I have not had much progress on the throw, and I want to get this done by Father's Day, but I'm trying to not work on it within your father's presence so that I can, have it be a surprise. But he has been home because of, we're not going to talk about this on stream, but we will just say he has been home for the past 2 weeks because he has to go to court. So, so he's home earlier in the evenings, and that's the time that I would usually use to crochet without him seeing me. So now I'm trying to, like right now, I'm working on the blanket.
Just finding spare time wherever you can.
Yeah, I'm working on it while I'm talking to you. And quite honestly, I might just continue working on it after, because I feel like I need to lay down and take a nap. So I might just continue working on it, take a nap, and then work on it after I. So you're looking at the Worsted 8. Oh, they have a sparkle.
This is the Halloween sparkle.
I haven't looked close enough to see, because I ordered the catalog, but I made the mistake of ordering the needlework catalog. So it was all the cross stitch and stuff, which is fine. But because they send out, unlike Mary Maxim, where Mary Maxim just has a general catalog, Herrschner's asks you, what are you interested in? Are you interested in knitting and crochet? Are you interested in cross stitch and needlepoint? Are you interested in puzzles? And depending on what you tell them, that's the catalog they send you. So
it's looking pretty good. It looks like these skeins of yarn they're about $5 a piece, with just under 500 yards. They're 489 yards a skein. Do we have different colorways, or is this the only colorway for this? That's what I'm trying to figure out, because usually, like, if you're looking at Red Heart, you'd pull up Red Heart Super Saver Stripes and you'd see like one of the colors, and then down here would be like a list of all the
other colors.
All of the colors. So I'm trying to figure, is this what I'm looking for? This is what I'm looking for. Okay.
Ooh, I like some of those colors.
Right? I really like this Frosty Autumn up here. That's nice.
Beach Day is nice.
Ooh, where did Beach Day go? Ooh, Beach Day is nice. I
Yeah,
like
Beach
it.
Day is nice.
Pretty Peacock. Look
Uh-huh.
at that.
I know.
And Cherry Tree are decided, honestly.
I like Beach
Okay.
Day and I like the seashell one.
Where was
It was, yeah, it's right next to Beach
Day.
Day.
That's got too many sandy neutrals in it for me.
See, the one that says
this
neutrals right there, that is what Terry would want.
Absolutely wild. Ooh, I could do fiery canyons and it can match my hair.
Yeah, that one's nice.
Okay, we might have to do a Herrschner's haul sometime soon. I guess technically this is clearance. How do I look for not clearance? Sorry, this is learning how to use the Herrschner's website section of our stream today. Let's see. Color coordinated mix assortments. What do I want to see?
So
and they have Bernat and Karen here as well.
I also have one coloring page to show. We have about 30 minutes till our heart out.
Yes, so I will pull this off screen. I will go look at Herrschner's later.
I know you're making me want to look again because I need to buy some yarn. Whatever I'm going to wear for vacation, I need to buy some yarn for it because I don't have anything in house. So I've been thinking about using that as an excuse to order from either Herrschner's or Mary Maxim since I hadn't tried them in a while.
I still need to go to our Joann's after Ronald's big haul that he posted.
I know. He went crazy.
So much yarn, Ronald.
He went crazy. Okay, I want to go see if I've worked on several pictures, but I've been working on several different mystery mosaics, but the ones I was working on have been taking so long. So several of them are just in progress, but I have one that I finished because while I was at Terry's, I worked on the first picture from this book. Mm-hmm. Okay. Remember from my haul of books?
Yes.
And this book, unlike the other books, other than what you see on the front, there's like 4 pictures here and 4 pictures here. Those are all the pictures you see. They don't give you an answer key in the back to tell you, but
I love that.
But there are
full surprise.
Yeah, there are 40 images. There are 40 images in this book, and all you know of are these ones they show on the front and back cover. So
wild.
And as you can see, I used colored pencils, and this is what happened when I used the colored pencils. Pressing down on the colored pencils made the page.
Warped the page.
Yeah, but I used my Color colored pencils, the pack that I bought, and
while you're pulling that up,
I just started the first page.
While you're pulling it up, Ronald says the yarn that he got is insane. He has no place to store it, and every day he went to Joann's, there was less and less. Yeah, that's part of why I didn't go back to my Joann's because they didn't have too much left to begin with when I went there. Ooh, it looks good.
I know it's backwards.
Nice. I can look down in the little camera because it's not backwards for them, and if I look down in the little camera, then it's forwards. So I was able to read it and now look back at the detailing. It looks good. I like it. It looks like a video game. Like the way that they did the pixels, it looks like a video game.
Yeah, and it looks better in the camera than it does in person.
That's how I felt about my coloring page too. I felt like it absolutely looked better in the camera than in person.
But I can't wait to do more of the pictures in here. But my next picture is I'm probably going to use the acrylics. Doing a whole picture of with just colored pencils has shown me that it's harder on my hands. Yes, with this book you can really see the color. You can really see the numbers. because the numbers in this book are dark, whereas the other books that I do, the
Are kind
numbers
of like light
are faint,
gray.
so you don't really see them. They're light gray. So yeah, and it's like, especially, I don't know if you can see, but especially here where, so see, it shows up better in the camera than in person. But like the yellows and the light blue just look kind of muddy
Because of
of
the number.
because of the number under it.
But hold it back. Like hold it back over there where Audrey is. Like way back. It looks good.
Yeah,
If you like put it up on the wall or something, it looks good.
yeah. Yeah, the other thing about this book is that it's not like my other books where it's perforated, so I could easily take the picture out of the book.
So you have
This,
to rip it?
yeah, if you look, that, see how close to the binding the line of the picture is?
Yes. Who did
It's
this?
very close to the binding, so it'd be difficult to get out. But, and I am bummed that the pages, because like the next few pages are curled because of me bearing down so hard with the colored pencils. Because I feel like the colors came out nicely with these new colored pencils that I'm using, because they're not the Crayolas. These came out nicely, but you do have to bear down hard. And after a while, my hand got tired. I don't like doing the big spaces because, like, look at the black. See how the black is not really filled in? Because after a while, I was just like, you know what?
Fully. So another sidebar. Our the district manager came into the store the other day when I wasn't there, thank goodness, because I didn't want to see him, and because upper management just stresses me out. But he came in and said that there had been, from the previous manager, there had been like there had been chalkboard paint on the back of our like backroom door, and they were writing down like who got good like reviews and stuff and the surveys and all that stuff. But the district manager said we needed to like repaint the door and paint over it, and we didn't have any paint, so they sent over just the leftover trash paint from another store. He was like, okay, I'll get you something. Sent over like the leftover trash paint from another store. So it was fully not even a full, like the paint can was this big and it was not even full. There was just like a bit of paint down at the bottom. And so the store manager painted the door, but it was really, really streaky. And I was like, there are other ways to do this. Like if you do a crisscross motion, one, it creates texture that kind of hides if it's not completely covered, and two, it helps kind of cover it a little bit better. And he's like, how about I just hand you this and I'll take over whatever customers you have right now. So I ended up painting a door the other day. But it looks good.
I was about to ask you, how did it turn out?
Yeah, I was able to get completely covered. I also recognized that we needed to wait for it to dry to put down a second layer, because at a certain point of putting down paint, you're just pulling up the wet paint underneath. And so I like painted part of it, and I was like, don't look at the door. It needs to dry, and I'm gonna paint over it. And he's like, okay. And so we let it dry, and then I went and painted over it. And he came over while I was like dealing with some details, and he's like, that looks so much better. And I'm like, yeah, that's what I'm trying to tell you. I don't even paint like this, but I know the techniques.
So that's all the crafty stuff that I have going on. We have about 10 minutes and before we get, because you said you wanted to start shower thoughts at 12:15, so we have about 10 minutes to talk about what we've been watching.
Okay, you go ahead, because I honestly have just been rewatching the Cafe Latte Super Comps again. Because it's just a good thing to have in the background. It's like, you know what this is? Remember when the only podcast that I listened to for like 3 years was Gadgets, even though it got canceled 2 years in?
Yep.
This is that. I'm like, I know the story. I know what's going on. I like everything. I'm just going to put it on repeat.
You're such a weirdo. Well, I have been, which I'm sure Ronald has seen this. And Ronald, I did see your message about going to Joann's with their massive restock.
Yeah, I'm hoping. I think I'm too late. I probably missed our restock, honestly.
Parker York Smith I sent you one of their videos, one of their shorts, Maya. I'm sure Ronald has seen Parker York Smith since we're apparently stuck in the same algorithm. But it was the short that I sent you about the guy doing the Mario outfit.
Yes,
Yeah. I don't know how I ended up on his algorithm,
he
but
seems so fun.
and but I'm not but most of the time he's just it's not just character stuff that he does.
He just does like outfit of the day, or like I'm
He
trying
just
to
does that.
style around these pants.
A lot of the shorts that I am getting, I haven't watched his regular videos. A lot of the shorts that I am getting in my algorithm, or someone has sent him a message or a comment and said, "Can you style? I'm going to a wedding. Can you style pink and navy blue together for me?" Yes, he.
Ronald.
Look at you. But he'll say, "Can you style pink and navy blue together?" And he'll go in his closet and he'll be like, "Okay, navy blue jacket. We're going to wear these navy blue shoes. And then we've got this belt and blah, blah, blah." And then he puts it all on. And then you see how nice it looks. And I don't know why. I mean, he's a good looking man. It's not your thing. I don't know why it's my thing.
Probably because you and I have been talking about men's fashion for the last 3 months because I've been working at Men's Warehouse.
That's true. That's true. I'm just interested in when somebody sends him a message and says, "Okay, I need a professional goth look." And I'm
I
like,
love
"Okay,
the corporate
how
goth
are
video.
you going to come up with this? I want to see what you're going to pull out of your closet to come up with this."
I do watch a
what I
lot of
find
like
interesting about it.
Mm-hmm.
But also, did we talk about wear whatever the F you want?
I don't think so.
I think I was talking about Terry about that. Do you remember the show What Not to Wear?
Yes.
Okay. Well, that show stopped like in 2013.
Yes.
Well, the same two presenters have now come up with their own show that is on Prime Video. And unlike, like I was saying to Chloe, there are some people who were my favorites from back in the day that when they do something new and I try to revisit them, I'm like, "Oh, you have not
Did not age well
evolved with the times." Like some of the comedians that I used to like Chris Rock, I'm like, "Oh no, I don't," because the stuff you're doing now, I don't find funny. I can still go back and watch your old stuff. The stuff you're doing now is like very tone deaf, either because you haven't evolved with the times as far as how we talk about the Alphabet Mafia, because I can't get my lips around all those letters. How we talk about the Alphabet Mafia, or how we talk about women, or how we talk about fat people, or just different groups, or even the fact that you used to be relatable because you used to be broke like I was broke, and now
you're a millionaire
rich and have staff, and you talk about being rich and having staff, and I don't find it funny because I can't relate.
Hey folks, you guys relate to when your Rolex breaks and then you go to the store to get a new one and they try to, like, what?
Yeah, that kind of thing. But I feel like Stacey London and Clinton Kelly, who are the two hosts of the show, have kind of evolved with the times. They're my age, but they're like, as they say, what they've been doing the press tour, and they've been saying almost the same thing on the whole press tour, which is, we did that show back in the day and it was fine, but people still come up to us and say, you should revive that show. And we say, we don't own the rights to that show, which is true because it was a remake of a British show. But then we also say, I don't want to do that kind of thing because I don't want to tell people what to wear anymore. I
Mm-hmm.
want you to just wear whatever the F you want. And then he thought, well, that would be the kind of show I want to do.
So what is the show? What is
So
the
basically, if you remember the premise of the old show, they would be together for about 4 or 5 days. Your family would nominate you because they
yeah,
think
it's
you
like an
dress
intervention.
you're like an intervention because they think you dress like trash. And then you go to New York, they take all of your clothes and throw them in the garbage.
I
They have you
remember
try them
that
on
was
first.
traumatic to
Yeah,
watch.
they have you try them on first to tell you what's wrong with them, and then throw them all away and take you shopping to get new clothes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I was a fan of that show. I thoroughly enjoyed that show, but I admit, like the last couple seasons, I don't think I watched maybe a handful of episodes because it got to a point where I would see them and like there'd be somebody my age, a 40-year-old wearing graphic tees and jeans because she's chasing around her kids all the time, and they're
Mm-hmm.
trying to get her out of this, and I'm like, you don't, and the clothes they put her in
Are
are
not
like
practical.
didn't feel practical because she's running after children.
Mm-hmm.
Or or just the fact that when they had a big thing against graphic tees for a while, and it was like, let the woman have some personality in her life.
Right?
I was never able to own graphic tees because I didn't have the money to have anything but a work wardrobe. So all of my clothes were like basic from high school all the way through my early marriage. And so now I would like to have all the graphic tees, please.
Mm-hmm.
I still don't really buy myself graphic tees, but I would like to have graphic tees. I would like to have t-shirts with sayings and stuff on them.
Mm-hmm.
Because I didn't have that when I was a teenager and young adult. Let somebody have some personality.
Yes.
Let somebody wear a quirky hat or a skirt that has, blenders and cookies on it, or you know what I mean.
Yeah, yes. They had a very
Novelty prints.
Yeah, they had a very narrow, or I guess not narrow, but a very specific idea of what quote unquote fashion is. And so they made everybody conform to that idea of fashion, even though if you look in different fashion spheres, geez, that other person would have been fashionable as well.
And so now the new premise of the show is, instead of a whole week, you're with them for 2 days, you nominate yourself. You tell them I've always wanted to have like a punk aesthetic or a Barbie doll kind of aesthetic.
I love this idea.
Before you come, they pull all these different clothes that they think would work. And so the first day you try on all these different clothes, then you go out that evening in public to see how you feel in one of the outfits.
Uh-huh.
And then they invite one of your friends to see you in the outfits. And then with all of that input, then the person is usually like, well, like the first episode I watched, she wanted super girly, and she did super girly, and she went to like this tea party place, and then she had one of her friends come and visit and see how she looked, and then she went back to them because the second day is to like refine the look. Mm-hmm. So then it's like, well, I want to be girly, but I live at the beach, so I also need to have more of a beachy coastal grandma kind of aesthetic. And so then they refine what you were doing, and then you go home with a new wardrobe of clothes.
I love this. I love this so much more than the what not to wear standard like layout or whatever. I like this.
Yeah, so it's on Prime Video.
I'm gonna watch it.
It's on Prime Video, and they like dumped 8 episodes at once, so you can sit and binge it if you want to. It's not something that I am, because I'm not a makeover show person anymore in general. But it's the kind of thing you can play in the background while I'm, taking my turns on BGA and working on my
I
blanket.
just love watching styling videos, I think is my thing.
Yeah.
There's a YouTuber that I follow. I'm gonna see if I can pull up her video. Have you seen Subversive Socialite?
No.
You've you've probably seen her at least once or twice because her shorts and TikToks are pretty popular. But her every single one of her shorts, she starts in a bra and underwear, and you can see her like big. She's got like a big like
Have
lion
not.
tattoo on her
I
tummy.
definitely would remember that. Have not seen that.
But she has such a subversive. Let me see if I can find her. But she has. Oh no, where are you? I might just have to post one of her videos in the Discord or something, because none of them are showing. There she is. Finally found her. And I'm just gonna pull up one video. I'm not even gonna play the audio, but because she's usually talking about like sometimes she'll talk about stuff in her daily life, sometimes she'll talk about the outfits, and it's just like a get ready with me, but with her fun clothes. Let me pull up. So I'm not even gonna play the audio because we don't need to hear it, but just watching like her style and how she styles her clothes.
Mm-hmm.
How do I do this and then do this and then do this? There we go. This looks like a fun outfit. Get ready with me to go into the office because don't know. Ugh, okay, I can hear the audio. I've got to mute it. Is that the mute button? There's the mute button. Okay.
Yeah, I have never
she starts
seen
every
this
video
woman.
absolutely like this. Really?
Yeah,
She's
I'll
got a
look
very
her up
fun
later, but I have
attitude.
never seen her.
She's got a very fun attitude. She's very fun to listen to. Kind of like if you've ever watched videos of Drew Afwalo. You know Drew Afwalo, right?
No.
I always want to say her name is Afalo, but Drew
Nope.
Afwalo. She got famous on TikTok for
We are
making
not
fun of
on
men
the
being
same part of the
misogynist.
algorithm, dear.
But she is huge, though, is the thing. She got very popular on TikTok, one for having a very iconic laugh, like she's got a very like recognizable laugh, but also she got famous for just making fun of men trying to make fun of her, like because she's a really like big tall girl, and so guys will say like, oh, we've got another linebacker, and she's like, actually, I would kick your ass. Like, I would actually be good at playing football or whatever. I don't know. I'm not good at repeating her stuff. But yeah, two people to look up for y'all.
Cute.
But she does a lot of like, she'll talk, but like while getting dressed, and it's just fun to like look at her outfits and look at all of the different pieces that she puts together and stuff. So I think I would like the show on Prime because I like just watching people be styled.
Yeah. Well, I can see that. Okay, so is your I Dream of Jeannie still on hiatus?
It is, and it is already 12:20. So we should hop over to shower thoughts. What are you talking about with shelf liners?
I thought I discussed this with you already.
Did you? I'm going to switch the music.
Oh, no, it must have been Terry. It was Terry.
Yeah, I don't remember this.
It was Terry. Oh, just basically, I finally cleaned out the silverware drawer and the other drawer on the other side that has the big utensils. You know, the two sections I'm talking about in our house.
Yes, I do know exactly.
On either side, for those who don't know, on either side of our stove, we have our silverware drawer, which is right next to the kitchen sink. And then we have, on the other side of the stove, we have another drawer where we put like the big serving spoons and stuff like that. And my husband has this obsession with buying more and more silverware and more serving things and stuff. I don't know why, but whenever he's in a place where they're on sale, he just buys. So so they were getting really cluttered. So I cleaned these drawers out. I would be embarrassed to say how long it's been since those drawers have been reorganized, you know. But so I took everything out and I noticed that the liner in the bottom of the drawer, I don't know what we were thinking at the time when we put that down, but it was just like a clear, almost sticky thing. And I'm like, why did we not put a colorful paper? Because when I grew up, and you went not in the house that I lived in, because, you know, the house that we lived in was that I grew up in was disorganized. But you go to other people's
Maybe
nice
like a yellow
houses,
floral
and
or
they have a
something.
little, yeah, they have a little floral paper that's taped onto the shelves. And I vaguely remember when we moved into this house that we talked about doing something like that, but we never did apparently.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's nothing on our cabinet shelves, and the drawers for some reason just have this clear sticky whatever. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and get a nice floral.
H2O woman.
Huh?
Drink some H2O woman.
No, I was trying to see if I had any more cough drops, and I guess I used them all. I usually keep a handful of them on my desk for when we're talking and this happens. So I went on Walmart to look, and there was like no pretty. I found like one listing that had 5 different patterns, but they were all varieties of grayish and like
Yeah.
geometric, like diamonds or squares or
Mm-hmm.
something like that. And
Really?
then I found another one that was clear, but at least it had like daisies on it. So I'm
Uh-huh.
like, okay, I'll put that one in my cart. So I haven't bought it yet because I'm going to buy a new organizer, because the organizer that we have in there now is
Does
one
not
that
fit all the silverware.
it doesn't fit all the silverware, but it doesn't fit all the way. I want something that fits end to end on in the drawer so that it doesn't.
I think I found the exact one you were talking
Yeah,
about.
exactly. That's the
The
one.
daisy one.
But the one that we have doesn't fit end to end. It's like a cheap one you would get from the dollar store. It doesn't fit end
Mm-hmm.
to end in the drawer, and so things get lost down the side or under. Things get thrown in. Where'd that one come from?
Amazon. I just typed in shelf
Yeah,
liner
that's
with
what
patterns.
Terry
I did.
said. Terry said go to Amazon and look. Because I didn't even think to look for shelf paper on Amazon. So I haven't looked at Amazon yet.
Mm-hmm.
But Walmart was my first thought because it's, just something for the kitchen. So I need to look. Oh, that's nice.
Mm-hmm.
That's nice.
Yeah, go to Amazon.
So I need to go to Amazon and look because I want to, since I took the time to clean out those drawers, I want to make it look nice. Mushrooms. That's nice.
It's so cute.
That's nice. That's nice. So, so yeah, I was just wondering where, because when I was a kid, you'd go in a store like Walmart and there would be tons of that shelf paper.
Mm-hmm.
It's like,
I think you just gotta order it
do
now.
people
The
not
girlies.
do people not do shelf paper anymore?
The problem is the people who are at house buying age now are the people that are my age, and one, we can't afford a house, so we're all renting, and you can't put down a sticky shelf liner in a house that you're renting if you're trying to get your security deposit back.
Yeah. Yeah, but so since I went to the trouble to clean out those drawers, because I'm about to clean out the junk drawer that's below them next, so I want to, if I'm
I
going to
haven't
go,
opened that drawer in 45 years.
if I've gone to that trouble, I want to make it look really nice, like I
Mm-hmm.
did something and put some shelf paper. And I also found a cutlery drawer that expands, so
Ah,
it will
so you
go
can fit
all the
it
way
in
to
the drawer,
the
yeah.
sides of the thing. It adjusts according to the size of your drawer, so it'll go all the way to the sides of the thing. So I'm not losing stuff down the side because people just throw stuff in there and then it'll get.
Yep.
I don't want all that stuff down there. You're on the quest for the ultimate headphones. Well, you already mentioned that because your thing with your ear not
I don't think
working.
I put that in there. Did you put that in there? Did I put that in there?
Maybe it was me, but I already found my headphones, so I'm fine.
What headphones did you find? I'm gonna take it off. What
Well,
headphones did you
I
find?
told you. You already saw. I bought these cheap ones when I returned the other ones, and
Oh
I
yeah.
just want to make a thing to go on top of them.
Yes. And I still need to send you the pattern that I used to make
But
mine.
they work
Yes.
fine for me making my calls and everything, and they work on this computer as well. I just don't have them on because I haven't made a thing to go on them yet.
I need to send you the pattern. Okay, then the last thing that we've got in shower thoughts, commercials are getting weird. I am so tired of all the weird commercials that I'm getting on mostly YouTube because that's mostly what I watch right now. But like I'll get like a few normal commercials, a bunch of Spectrum commercials for some reason, probably because we're always shit talking Spectrum, a bunch of Spectrum commercials for some reason. And then the Starry commercials are wild and out of pocket. Like there's the one that we talked about where the guy is sitting on essentially Maury or Dr. Phil, and he's like, I'm so afraid of lemon lime drinks. And he's like, well, we brought out a Starry. And he's like, no. And he's like running, screaming, afraid of lemon lime beverage. And then there's another one that I keep getting that's even more out of pocket that says it's someone, they take a can of Starry and then they dip it in a bowl of chocolate like you would dip a strawberry in. They dip it in a bowl of chocolate, and the caption on the top says, send this to someone who wants to lick chocolate off your cans.
Oh, that is weird.
Right? So out of pocket and wild.
That is
And then
weird.
And then I got a series of outrageous commercials for some YouTube channel that's so weird. It's like it's dark screen and then words flashing on the screen and then talking about like it felt very culty. Like clearly they're doing some kind of like bit for their channel, but it felt very culty and odd. And I got those commercials at like 3 a.m. It was so strange. And then just the plethora, and this I've talked about before, the plethora of commercials that are just someone's TikTok. Just
Uh,
someone's TikTok. Like can we go back to paying for commercials to be big and fun? What happened to the best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup? What happened to look with your special eyes? What happened to you lit liquor? Like
yeah, I was just thinking about that.
bring back the big fun commercials. Even like the most fun commercial that I get right now is the Liberty Bibberty guy. And I'm
Oh,
tired of Liberty Bibberty. I pay for Liberty Bibberty. I don't need the Liberty Bibberty commercial. Like, I'm so tired of all of, and like so many, and I'm glad that like maybe smaller businesses are able to make more commercials and stuff now, but I'm so tired of all of the commercials looking like someone just filmed it on their iPhone in their kitchen. Like,
yeah.
bring back quality production for commercials. You want me to buy your product? Make it look like you're putting in some effort, please. Don't just steal someone's TikTok. Don't pay someone $100 to make a TikTok and then distribute it ad infinitum.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ugh.
For those of you watching who don't know my children that well, I raised a household full of children who treat commercials as entertainment.
They are. And
They
if you get a good one,
I mean, I guess because we've always been sort of broke, we don't look at commercials as like influencing us to buy something. My kids have always treated commercials as straight up entertainment. They will sing the commercial songs. They will laugh at whatever they're doing in the commercial, but it's not going to make them buy anything because the commercials don't make me buy anything. It's just I'm influenced in different ways, not by commercials. Commercials are
exactly.
entertainment.
But also, like, even if I was to be influenced by a commercial, I'm not going to be influenced by a commercial of a girl sitting in her bedroom filming on her iPhone. One, because there's no quality there. And so, do you have quality in your product? Two, because I know you didn't pay her enough.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
come on. I want to bring back the quality in commercials. Hello, mother. Hello, father. Fleas, ticks, mosquitoes really bother. I didn't own a dog when that commercial came out. I did not. But that commercial was a bop.
you're so weird. No, we are definitely lower middle class, Ron. I mean, Ari.
Definitely.
'Cause I was watching a video the other day that was showing, according to the Department of Labor or whichever department tracks how poor we are.
Mm-hmm.
If you're between this and this, then you're below the poverty line. If you're this and this, you're lower middle class. If you're this and this, you're middle class, and so on. And we are definitely lower middle class.
We are lower middle.
Lower
Absolutely.
middle.
That cruise happens every year because 1, we bring a lot of people so we get a discount. 2, we go every year so we get a discount. And 3, we do payment plans.
Well, yeah, we get a discount sometimes if we plan it all as a group and reserve a block of rooms. I don't think we did that this year because your father has not booked us yet.
Yeah, I haven't booked us yet either.
I don't know if his guy at Carnival is still doing us a solid or what, but normally if he books first and plans out a block of rooms, that's how we end up getting a discount. But yeah, definitely payment plans. We work all year to pay for that one vacation.
Yep.
So
yep.
I don't think that would make us.
I tried some different music. I tried soft hip hop instead of the rock, but it feels too soft.
I don't even hear it. So
yeah. Let's try something else. What is commercial music?
Because it is time for us to dash.
Commercial music. Can I hear you?
Change our banner when we went into our media consumption. I am so slack.
Commercial music? Do you exist? Okay. Oop, I didn't mean to put it down to 1. I think this is what we're leaving with, is commercial music.
Sure.
Because Ronald says he hears it now. Ari says that his guy is doing us a solid because he put him and Tyler in a room with vacant places around them so we could try to be near each other.
Oh,
so when we do eventually book, we could try to be near each other.
Well, that's nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because remember, they were like way on one side of the ship, and then Sydney was on another side of the ship. And yeah, we were way split up last year, I think. But I think we're out of here. If you like what we're doing, give us a like. If you want to keep up with our shenanigans, go ahead and do a little subscribe. That way you'll get notified whenever we...
Please make it worthwhile for me to get up at the crack of nothing when I really need to be taking a nap.
We get here at 5 a.m. We get up at 5 a.m. to be here. No, I'm kidding. We get here at 10. We could be sleeping. I have work to do today. Do the subscribe so that we can
I went to bed at 1:30 a.m., woke up at 5 a.m. with a pounding headache.
Oh no.
And still got up at 8 a.m. so I could be here to talk to y'all.
Subscribe for the headache.
Please subscribe to make it worthwhile that I fought through this headache to come talk to y'all.
She doesn't get paid as much as all of the children. Subscribe so we can get sponsors. Subscribe to pay my mother.
Subscribe so I can afford to retire.
Exactly. Subscribe so she can just retire and knit like she always wanted to do. Hit the notification bell so you know when we go live. You can go look in our descriptions to find the Twitch. That's where we stream on Fridays and play games. Right now we're playing The Big Con, where we're trying to get $97,000 for our mom's video store. And we're getting it by stealing from people, I guess.
Sponsors with TikTok commercials. Yep.
Yeah, right. Sponsors with all this. If we do get sponsors, we're gonna cut that whole section out of the stream. You will never hear anything from that, because if we get a sponsor and our sponsor is that girl, let's see if my Stitch Fix matches my style file. Girl, Stitch Fix girl, I love you. If you want to sponsor us, Stitch Fix girl, I love you. Let's see if my Stitch Fix matches my style file. I'll do it. I think we're leaving. We're done. We're leaving. This. Goodbye.
Peace out, y'all.
Bye, Colette.
Bye, Colette.